Friends, colleagues and listeners, here we are now with a little wrap-up from Vitaly Smilianets.
Smilianets.
I know, I'm trying my hardest. Vitaly, I'm so sorry. If anything comes from this series, it's I've got to practice your name. So I do apologise. Vitaly is the founder and CEO of Awery Aviation Software. And Vitaly, we've had two of your senior management team. We've had Tristan and Fedra. Great conversations with them covering TCM and customer success. So what I'd like you to do now is a little bit of a wrap up for us. So what do you see now as the next steps, the next challenges, and maybe share with us a couple of items off of your extensive to-do list?
Yeah, thanks again for having us here.
Absolute pleasure.
The to-do list is really long, and I think it's like a never-ending story because it's always you can improve things and you can make things better and you can work on new solutions. We're actively working on new things, especially in cargo. Like improving where we can use AI. As I said, like we're working now on a tool which will proactively, we call it like a AI personal assistant for cargo. So the tool which might like look and see. So if first flight is delayed, what will happen with the passenger? They will be rebooked to new flights, offered some solution there, but it's not happening for cargo. It can just stuck for days. So we're thinking like what can be really optimized and this proactive approach where system will do even maybe on some level automatically replan the cargo, which for example first flight get delayed, that it replan for the next legs and inform all the concerned parties together. It's kind of one of big development. Then we're working on dynamic pricing. This looks like a very important thing on the market. But from one side I see dynamic pricing, then I see, for example, like GSA business or some kind of agreed contract rates and so on, and it doesn't really match together easily. So if you want a quote or customer makes you a quote, then dynamic pricing is not really workable. So we're still, the solution what we are working now is like really where the airline or GSA will be able to optimize or work on the things where, depending on the time before the flight and depending on the capacity, is like full or less, to actually like proactively offer discount or markup on the rate. So which is very easy solution, but I think it's already solving a lot of issues.
No, definitely. But for a percentage of the market, the dynamic pricing could be really, really good.
Yeah, and again, what we see on the market, the cost or rate is not really related to expenses. So it's something which is market, which is real market, and dynamic pricing would help a lot to make better utilization of the equipment.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I was talking to Tristan about, I called it the Friday shipment, but that could also help. Because if you're talking about a cargo personal assistant, if it gave the customer the option that the flight that the shipment's booked on is delayed, and if it gets to the destination, you're going to have additional charges. Do you want it to go, or do you want it to wait until a Saturday or a Sunday flight where your free period comes in and you're not having to have that extended cost?
Yeah, and now again, coming back to the people, this is what mostly takes the time. You need to review all the flights, you need to review all the manifests, see what was actually offloaded, what's done, what is not done. And what we see is that also even the processes are very digitized, but whenever it's physically going to aircraft, a lot of information is lost.
Yeah, exactly.
I was also mentioning on Hong Kong event, I think now there is a new technology coming, before it was like Bluetooth and so on, but now there is a new technology, it's called like HALO Wi-Fi standard. And what it does, it like allows the low consumption Wi-Fi network to work up to like 1-2 kilometers wide. So it means you can have a small tracker, and then you just need like 5-6 hotspots during the whole cargo area, and then you'll be able to track the shipment
everywhere. So you don't have to come back and put your device into a holster to upload it.
So then device don't really need the GPS. Now all these devices are having like SIM card, GPS to do this tracking and so on. But I think like using this technology, it basically like as soon the cargo or this tracker reaches some place where this Wi-Fi hotspots are enabled, it will start transmitting data. So just like next level, what we now have as a tracker from Apple and other devices, to help you track the stuff. So I think this is what might come next in cargo. And I'm doing that kind of research, so not doing only maybe a software project, but starting on hardware projects. So
very good. So that obviously huge help with the scanning and everything, and some people get
more proactive cargo on itself.
Exactly. No, brilliant. I wanted to ask you something. Just looking on your website, You were involved in the IATA One record hackathon.
Yeah, 2 times, and
Yeah.
we won it 2 times.
So you must be. I mean, obviously you're very pleased with that. What does that actually show?
I think it shows that not only like talking, but people really want to kind of sit and agree how exactly they want to transmit the data and better communicate. Because currently, everyone is using CIMP standard. Even it's 20 years old now. And what companies are doing, they're starting to build their own solution. And then when you start building your own solution, means you need to integrate more, and means you need more technology, more cost, and to sustain and keep it up and running. So what I think good with the One Record initiative is just like try to standardize how we need to speak to each other with different parties, with different systems.
Yeah.
And in the long run, it's a good movement. But similar story, what we see on marketplaces, here it's also chicken and egg. It's like really it should be supported by a lot of parties, and then it will pick up and wrap up. But also using One Record, it's also one of the things where the shipment is being more proactive, because the main idea is that you can subscribe to events.
Yep.
And you know the shipment, like something happens with shipment, it's replanned, it's received in warehouse, it was loaded to aircraft, then it's all proactively retransmitted to all the concerned parties.
Exactly.
Where now it's maybe yes, maybe
bits
no.
Here, bits there.
Yeah.
I didn't know yet.
So
I think the principle of it is excellent. And again, like you said earlier, it's just getting people to subscribe to what's necessary to make it beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, and same story goes for Cargo IQ, so we're now trying to adapt to support.
And I was just about to say, you also winning the Cargo IQ award.
Yeah, and we're doing a lot. We actually started with OBC processes, and what Fedra was talking about is these milestones, and what we did for OBC, we are now using the Cargo IQ standards, trying to implement it and add it to the cargo process.
I know you're going to give me a very diplomatic answer, and I would expect nothing less. But as far as Cargo IQ is concerned, and the way some of the triggers can be misallocated or mismeasured, do you not think that there should be the same for everybody across the board?
But I think it is, or it's like this is why it's created and why it's supported, and why you say you are Cargo IQ compliant, because means you are working on the same standard, or you're able to provide the same data quality and same kind of timings. And
what I'm talking about is having the opportunity to perhaps mislead or put your delivered or your messages at an automatic trigger, so as soon as it's wheels down, the messages go out. So I knew it was going to be a diplomatic answer, and forgive me for pushing, but I've worked in so many places and I've done so many audits, and I've looked at the way people suggest certain things, and I just do not understand. So we're talking about sharing the same data, why people are not disciplined, and if you're going to introduce a platform or whatever, do not allow that to be able to happen. Or if it does happen, make it transparent so you can track it.
Yeah, and I think it's all on the trust, correct? It's very hard to build the trust and very easy to spoil it. So I think if you're investing so much resources to be compliant, and you're doing this and then just spoiling it by this kind of smaller misuses, it just defines the purpose.
Yeah. The trouble is, trust gallops out on a horse and walks back very slowly.
Yeah.
But then that's why I think the credibility of anything is so important, which is why I enjoyed the customer success discussion with Fedra. But big challenges. What do you think? What do you think are the next big challenges for Awery?
Yeah, like to grow, to be able to grow fast, to be more efficient, to provide some kind of unique solution on the market, and to be leader on this. This is our challenge and where we're going to. So we want to be in first top 4, for example, solution in that specific market and specific regions. In meanwhile, we sign up a few more big carriers for the cargo management. We now implementing one project in airport. As Fedra said, it's OBC. So I think what we're building in the Awery, it's more as a platform where it allows us to reuse kind of similar components and just use it in some things which you would not imagine you can do it. Yeah. So in our case, in Awery, OBC product is Awery Bill. Just it's kind of reshaped that it can solve the purpose of OBC process.
Yeah, no, well done. I'll just ask you something now personally, and I hope you don't mind. I've listened to you and I've watched you on some of the conferences, and obviously intelligence, and you're off the scale. So you and me would be on opposite sides of Darwin's scale, I'm pretty sure. Are you constantly thinking of how something can be added to, or how it can take away the pressures or the current challenges? Is that what your mind must be going so fast? Because some of the things I've heard you talk about, I'm thinking to myself, my God, that's too much for one person to be addressing. But is that what drives you?
Yeah, that's actually something what you enjoy, because sometimes customer, as also Fedor mentioned, customer will not come with you with a solution. He'll come to you with problem, and our, as a company, the strategy is like collect as much information as possible and then offer the solution. Yeah. And I think differentiator was that actually when we started, me personally, I was really sitting with like ops guys, cargo managers, cargo operations, visited the warehouse. So you really need to see how it's going, and then you only can see how to put it on software or put these efficiencies in place.
But you really enjoy coming up with those solutions, don't you?
Yeah, huh? I do.
Oh, well done. Well, the industry needs people like you, and if one simple thing I can do within the next period before I meet you is be able to pronounce your name, I'll commit to that, and I do apologise again, but well done to you, well done to your team. We've really enjoyed the sessions. Thank you. We wish you great success.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.